to the Fables Knitting Podcast. My name is Faith and I'm a knitter living here in Kansas, and this is my space where I talk all about my knitting. Today I have a traditional podcast for you. I will be showing you some of my finished objects, and I have all of my whips to show you except for one, and I also have some future plans that I will be sharing with you as well. If you hear any background noise, that is my cat Terry. She tends to get a little bit hyper when I film my videos. I also will be looking to the side a little bit. I do have some notes that I'll be looking at. I will do my best to include some B-roll of the finished objects that I'll be showing you, as well as some information on the side, just in case I don't talk about everything that's in my notes. So yeah, let's just get right into it. I am wearing my Afro sweater that I just recently finished. It's by Irene Lynn, and it's this saddle shoulder construction with the V-neck and these really dramatic twisted rib sleeves. The body is just a bit cropped on me. I think I only knit it to about 8 inches and then I did the lace, but it's really good to wear over high-waisted skirts like this. I'm just wearing a tank top underneath because since this is a little small on me, it's a little bit see-through right here. So, but yeah, I really like this sweater. So yeah, also, I would just like to mention, I'm changing the way, sorry, I just kicked the camera. I'm changing the way that I'm uploading. I have been very stressed out at work, and it takes a lot from me, and I would still like to continue uploading my videos. So I'll be doing podcasts every 2 weeks, and I will be putting a vlog up every month. So the beginning of next month, I'll just film a vlog style video for the whole month. So I'll have my podcast every 2 weeks, but then at the end of the month, there'll be like a monthly vlog. So it'll just be easier for me that way. The last podcast that I uploaded took me 2 weeks to edit. So what you saw was something that I filmed almost 3 weeks ago now. So yeah, and by the time this goes up, it would have been about a month. So, yeah. So, doing my podcast every 2 weeks will give me more time to edit the video, and so that it'll be more enjoyable to watch, and I can put more work into editing them. So yeah, I just thought I would let you guys know in case you guys were wondering what's going on. But let's talk about my finished objects. The first one that I have to share is my Moss Haven sweater that I test knit for Liv of Woodlands Knits. She's on Instagram and she's also on YouTube as well. She has a really nice podcast. But yeah, this is her Moss Haven sweater. It's just a simple drop shoulder sweater with a folded neckline. I really liked the construction of this. You start out with you cast on right here and you do some short rows to shape the neck, and then you cut your yarn, and then you do the same on the other side. And then what you do is you pick up stitches from the piece of fabric that you knitted, and then you cast on stitches for the back, and then you join it here. So then you have like a little bit at the front, and then you can just work the whole back panel. And then I believe I don't remember. I believe you also do some short row shaping in the back. But I thought it was a really nice touch because most drop shoulders, especially when they're a crew neck like this, they don't have the short row shaping at the shoulders. So I really appreciated that, and I feel like it fits really well in this area because of that. So I knit the size 3. I'll put measurements over here because I can't remember them off the top of my head. This doesn't fit me the way it's supposed to. So I didn't realize that my bust grew. So I knit the size based off my old measurements for my chest, which was 38 inches, and now my chest is 41 inches. So this doesn't have the ease that is recommended because of that, and that's totally my fault. But I only realized that halfway through the pattern, and I wasn't going to rip back to fix that. I started it on June 27th and I finished on August 24th. And the yarn I used is Drops Air. I love Drops Air and I love blown yarns so much. This is in the color 7, which is Burgundy. On Ravelry, it's called Burgundy, but on the website, I believe it's called Ruby Red. So, I don't know. So yeah. I have like 3 or 4 balls left of this yarn. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do with it, but I love this color so much. And I love how drapey and light Drops Air is. And this was my first test knit that I did for Liv, and I really enjoyed it. Everything was done through Slack, and I've really liked using Slack for test knits. It's pretty easy to use. So yeah, really happy with how this turned out. My next finished object is my Fortune Sweater by Petite Knit. I wish I kept my hanger out here so I could show you what it looks like better. But this is the Fortune Sweater by Petite Knit. I knit the medium size, and the yarn I used is Zakami, Baby Suri Alpaca, and the organic non-superwash Merino in the color cailleach. And I love this. I haven't like fully worn it because I wanted to take pictures of it, and I like to keep my knits looking nice for my podcasts. But it is very drapey, and I know it's gonna be so nice to wear. It is quite heavy because of the alpaca, but I think it'll have a nice blousing effect on this sweater. So yeah, I started it March 18th and I finished August 25th. The sweater did take me a while to knit. I didn't enjoy doing these little lace details because I kept doing them wrong. So yeah, this pattern for me was a little bit difficult to read. It's one of Petite Knit's older patterns, so the writing style is just a little bit different, and you have to maintain the little lace clovers as you do the raglan, and it's just written out weird in the pattern. So I was unsure of when to split for sleeves, but I feel like if I were to knit this again, I would kind of know. I don't want to give away too much of the pattern, so that's why I'm being a little bit vague and it's hard for me to explain. But overall, it's a nice sweater. I did the 3/4 sleeves as recommended in the pattern, but they are a little too tight. They don't stretch as much as they should. So these sleeves hit me about right here, or maybe even a little bit lower, like that. And the fabric just stretches like crazy and it almost cuts off my circulation, but it's still, when I tried it on, like right after I finished it, I was like, okay, it could be fine to wear for a couple of hours, but probably not for the whole day because it is quite tight. And I don't know if I'll rip it back and redo it because of the alpaca. It'll be impossible to rip it back without ensuing chaos. So but yeah, this was really fun. I really love the finished object. I love the color and I can't wait to wear it more. My last finished object that I have to share with you are my Farinaa socks by Emma from the New York Year. I'm so happy that these are done. I started them on May 17th and I finished them September 1st. and I knit the size 2, which is the one for 64 stitches. And the yarn I used is Sewrella Classic sock in the color Alpine. And yeah, these socks were so much fun to knit. They did take a little bit longer. This is my first sock pattern with cables on it. So that was a fun experience, really. The pattern is really easy to memorize. You just do these cross stitches and just a left leaning cable on both sides. It's really mindless, and it was really an addicting pattern. The pattern calls for a German short row heel. I don't like German short row heels. They don't fit me very well. So I just modified it to have the slip stitch heel. And that was pretty easy to do. I've knit so many socks. So yeah, this is a 100% superwash merino yarn. So I haven't really worn them like crazy because it's really hot here. But I've used 100% superwash wool for socks, and they're still holding up after 2 years. So I'm not really worried about these socks getting holes in them. I turned the AC off for my video and it is so hot. I might end up putting my hair up. I don't know yet. But I will start talking about my whips now. And the one that I have to show you is my Waffle Loop sweater by Other Loops. This sweater is so heavy. Here it is. I started this March 2nd and it's almost done. I'm knitting the size 2 and I'm using a discontinued yarn, so I won't really talk about it that much. But I got the other sleeve done, and I'm confused. I am starting the ribbing now. I'm finally on the body ribbing, and I like all of my ribbing to match for the most part, so I will be doing a 4-inch long rib for the hem. So I knit to 10 inches, measured under the arm in the cable pattern, and now just the 4 inches of rib, and this should get me a pretty decent length sweater. So yeah, it's my Waffle Loop sweater. Hopefully it'll be done by the next time I show it. But yeah, I love this pattern so much. I really want to make the Waffle Loop skirt. I would definitely not wear it as a set with this because that'd be a little too much for me and it'd be really warm, but I really like the texture on this sweater and I would definitely knit another one. I've been working a lot on my Fiola behind the scenes. I started this April 27th of this year, and I've just been working on the body. I haven't really shown this much because I'm not going to share a couple inches of stockinette because I feel like that's just kind of a waste of time. But I have about 12 more rows of stockinette, and then I'll start the ribbing, and then I can do the sleeves and the neckline. Terry's playing with she's playing with her like plastic tube thing. She's having fun. But I'm about to start the ribbing soon, and then I can do the sleeves, the collar. This is how much I have left of my second ball. I have one more, and I think I'll be able to finish the stockinette and then start the ribbing. Well, maybe even finish the ribbing because I'm only going to do 13 rounds of rib. and then maybe I could start a sleeve with this. So I'm not worried about running out of yarn. Yeah, this is the Fiola by Isabel Kramer. The yarn I'm using is Blackbird Sycamore Super Sock, which is a 75/25 4-ply. I really love this base. And this is in the color Rose. I'll just share my Woodstone wrap real quick. I started this June 1st, and this is what it's looking like so far. I'm almost at 25 repeats. This pattern is supposed to be 50 repeats long, and it's just 8 rows. So it's not bad. I'm knitting this for the Honeybird shawl cal that my friends are hosting on Instagram. There's nothing in there. The knit along is just knitting one of Honeybird Studios shawl patterns. She has a lot of them, and I've test knit her Birkeland shawl. So there's still time to join. I believe it's going until September 30th. So yeah, this is her Woodstone wrap. I've knit it before, but I'm knitting it again because I really like this pattern. Okay, so I talked in my last podcast about how I had to rip back some of my camisole number 8. I did without any problems. I don't know why I was freaking out about it. But the problem that I had was on me, first of all. I read the pattern wrong, and I increased too soon at the back. You're supposed to have this panel here of just no increases, but I increased like right here. So I ripped back to here and then just started over and did my 2 extra repeats of the cable pattern, and now I'm doing my armhole increases at the right time. So it looks so good. I can't wait for this to be finished. But yeah, I'll just do the armhole increases and then I'll be able to join in the round. So yeah, I'm so excited for this to be done. I can't wait to wear this. But yeah, that's my camisole number 8. Don't know why I was scared of ripping it back, but it's back on the needles and everything's fine. I have my terrazzo sweater that I've only worked on once since I've last shown it, but here's where I was last time, and I finished this sleeve. So both of the sleeves are done, and I did the stockinette that I had to do, and then now I'm just on the ribbing. So this is how much yarn I have. I'm scared that it won't be enough, but we'll see. I can't wait to wear this. This smells really sheepy, and sometimes I don't mind sheep smell when it comes to wool, but sometimes it's just overpowering, and even washing it does not help and it makes it worse. But this is going to be a huge cozy sweater, and I'm so excited for it to be done. I have split for sleeves on my Cumulus blouse by Petite Knit, literally this morning. This is my project that I'm working on today. Yeah, split for sleeves this morning. Yeah, I'm using Drops Kid Silk in the color 45, which is soft mint. I finally found the yarn tag for this, and the right color is soft mint, not sage green. So yeah, this is really fun to work on. I think I've gotten past my I think I've gotten past me being allergic to this. It doesn't bother me anymore when I work on it. So yeah, when I finish these two, I'm going to start a sleeve, and then continue the body, and then do the neck and the other sleeve when I finish the body. So I'm excited for this to be done. It'll look really good on me, I think. So that's my cumulus blouse. Okay, we're starting to get into some of my newer projects now. And the next one that I have to show you is my halibut sweater by Caitlin Hunter. Here is, I have no clue how to show this. This is on a 40-inch long cable and it's still like super scrunched up. But this is what it's looking like. I have about half of the fish done, which is so exciting. I can't wait to see what this yoke looks like when it's finished. But here's, well, I don't really remember where this was last time I showed it, but it's progressing like crazy. I started this August 4th. I'm knitting size 3. And the yarn I'm using is Drops Karisma. This is my first time using it and I love it. This is, the one that looks white is light beige, and then this is beige brown. So yeah, I can't wait for this to be done. Yeah, it's getting to be like, the rows are longer because most of the time colorwork feels like it takes a really long time, because there's some sections where there's just, you like knit 2 in the contrast color and then you knit like 1 in the main color, and then it's like, it like varies as the row goes on or something. I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like that's what makes colorwork take so long. But like, once you get to like, well, there's some rows where you're just doing the same thing over and over, like right here and a little bit up here. But one thing I'm worried about is that the way the increases are done, it's almost like a raglan. So you do a make one, and then you knit one, and then you do another make one, and I feel like it just makes it pucker up a lot, and I'm scared that it's not gonna block out. And there's a lot of parts in this color work where I feel like it's not going to block out. But we'll see. I'm not one to block my projects as I'm working on them. I prefer to just wait until the whole thing is done. So I'm not gonna do like a mid-project block or anything. I'll just wait it out. But this is my halibut by Caitlin Hunter. So I am only working on one test knit at a time now. I've been starting my gift knits, so I would like to also focus on those as often or as much as I focus on my test knits. So I'm only having one test knit on my needles until I finish my gift knits, and then I'll start having 2 like I normally do. So this test knit is the Blue Water Sweater by Tressa Widener. It's really scrunched on the needles, so it's gonna be really hard to show you. But here's the texture. It's just a textured yoke. I've knit the Blue Water wrap, and it just has the same texture on that for the sweater. So yeah, I have to finish this by September 20th, and it is almost September 10th, so starting at the end of next week, I'll be working on this every day until I finish it, but I've been rotating this every other day with my other projects. So I'm knitting size 3, and the yarn I'm using is, I love this wool in the color Umber. So yeah, that's my Blue Water sweater. This next whip, I'm so excited to share with you guys. It's my Stages pullover, also by Sewrella Classic. Oh my god. This is gonna look so good on camera. Okay. So this is the Stages sweater. I hope I can, yeah, the Stages sweater. It is so beautiful and I love it. Oh my goodness. Like, are we looking at the same thing? Like, this is gorgeous. I've seen this sweater, I've looked at this sweater so many times. I don't know why it's so shocking to me that like it's in my hands right now. Anyway, Stages sweater by Sewrella Classic. I'm using the yarn that she used. It's Pearl Soho Widgeon. This is Gray Mist. This is Orange Carmine. It is not red like it's showing up on camera. It is neon orange. But like mixed with all the other colors from far away, it looks red. And then the blue is Blue Abyss, and then this golden color is Yellow Curry. I love this so much. This yarn is really nice to use too. It's really soft. I really like this yarn. It's really good. But yeah. Stages sweater. I love it. My boyfriend also really likes this sweater. He bought the yarn for me for my birthday. So he's really happy to see me working on this. Okay. We have new cast-ons now, and I'm going to show you them. The first one is my Viveka cardigan by My Favorite Things Knitwear. I love this thing already. Here's what it looks like right now. I have the whole back panel done. As you can see, I got this much done in a day from where my cast on was. I did like the cast on and I did one row, and then the next day I got all of this done. So I started it August 25th. I love it. Oh my gosh. It's half fisherman's rib. It is so squishy. I love how the increases are done, and I really like how it looks once you've picked up stitches. I'm working on the right shoulder right now. The yarn I'm using is Premier Yarns Stitch Please. They're wool worsted in the color Whoopsie Daisy. I was originally only going to use this, but since this is knit at a 6mm needle, or with a 6mm needle, I just decided to use this mohair that I had in my stash. I didn't know what I was gonna end up using it for, so I just decided to hold them together. And this is the Valley Yarns Southampton from Webs in the color 1, or white. So, but held together, the wool is a little bit more yellow leaning, and this is like, the mohair is like a pure white. So like, it kind of tones down the yellowness of the wool, which I really like. But if you do get like really close to it, you can see like the individual like mohair strand, but that doesn't really bother me. But this is going to be so warm and so squishy. I can't wait for this to be done already. I'm hoping I'll have enough yarn to put the pockets on it. I only have 5 more skeins of the wool and 7 more skeins of the mohair, but this stitch uses a lot of yarn. But if I was able to get the whole back done and a majority I mean, with the yarn that I have left, I'll be able to get a majority of the right shoulder done. I think I'll be okay because this also has a double knit button band, and that typically uses a lot of yarn, so I think I'll be okay. I don't know. I think, because I was thinking about lengthening it, because it is quite a cropped cardigan. I'll probably lengthen it by 2 or 3 inches, but we'll just have to see where I'm at. So yeah, that's my Viveka cardigan by My Favorite Things Knitwear. Okay, I have 2 more projects to share. One is my sweater number 8 that I cast on by My Favorite Things Knitwear. I started it April 26th. I'm knitting the size large, and the yarn I'm using is Fuzzy Peach Fibers Dreamy DK, which is 100% superwash merino, and the color Triton. And I have no clue how to show this. Okay, so you start by knitting in the round, and the way you do increases is on the shoulder line. So this is the shoulder that separates the front and the back, and you just do increases there, which makes it have this like kind of triangle shape. I don't even know what this is, but I really like it. And then what you do when you do all your increases is you split the front and back, and you work on the front, and then you work on the back, and then you join it in the round. I'm using a 4.5 millimeter needle, but I needed to use my 4.5 millimeter needles for something else. So it's just kind of hanging out right now. I am working on the front. As you can see, hopefully, here, this is the front. So yeah, I think I have another 4.5 millimeter needle that I'll be able to use, and then I can put the back on hold. So yeah, this is my sweater number 8. I love this yarn also. It is so squishy and so plump. I love working with this yarn. Yeah, and it's gonna be so stretchy too. I can't wait. And my last project is a pair of socks. And I started them September 1st. And the yarn I'm using is Treehouse Knits Spruce Sock in the color, well, this was like a mini set. Scranton What is what it's called. It's from her office collection. And I just finished a whole sock in like one day. Not really. So I cast on, and then I knit all the way to like here in one day. And then yesterday I went over to my friend's house. I was teaching her how to knit. She already knows how to knit, but like she only knits scarves, so I was teaching her some more things. So I'm teaching her how to make a hat. So, and then while she was knitting, I just finished the toe of this and just finished this at her house. This yarn is so pretty. Oh my goodness. I've missed my vanilla socks so much. So yeah. There's one sock. And then I just cast on the cuff of my second one while I was there also. But this is just a 75-25 base. I really like it. Okay, that is all of my works in progress. Now we'll talk about some of my future plans. Okay. One of my next cast-ons is going to be the Eclair Raglan by Laura Penrose. I've knit it before in a brown acrylic yarn. I don't have that sweater anymore. I only wore it once after I finished it. Yeah, so I would like to have another one in wool. So I have this Patton's Classic Wool Worsted in the color Meadow. I have 8 of them. The other is in plastic, but I'm so excited to cast this on. The pattern does come with a lot of ways to modify it. It comes with like a turtleneck option and like a folded collar, a split hem. I think what I'm going to do is do the split hem and folded collar. I love split hems. I think they look really good on me. I feel like they just look good on anyone in general. I feel like it's a really flattering style. So yeah. This beautiful green will be the Eclair Raglan. And my next project is a yarn that I've had for a while. I'll put on the screen how long I've had this yarn. I keep forgetting that I said I was going to start doing that so that we can see how long yarn has been sitting in my stash, because I feel like that'd be interesting. I don't know. And anyway, my next project is going to be the Stockholm Sweater V-neck by Petite Knit. I've knit it before in an acrylic yarn. I don't wear it anymore because it's acrylic. I don't really like wearing acrylic anymore. I sweat too much in it and it gets really crunchy over time. I don't like it. So I got rid of that sweater, and so I will be making it again in this Highland Luxe by Haiku. It's from Scassel Knitting, and this is in the color Ocean. It is so beautiful. There's like 1,000,001 different colors in here. I originally was going to use this to make the Zoria sweater by Marzena Kailleach, but with how variegated this yarn is, and since it's a 2-ply and it's kind of flat, I didn't think that the stitch definition would be great. So I've just decided to go for a stockinette sweater, and I think that's just a good option with this yarn. So that'll be what this will be used for. And my last plan is to make the Cumulus T O-neck by Petite Knit in some hand-dyed yarn. I've showed this before a couple videos ago. It's the Cat Sandwich Fibers Trusty base, which is a 75/25, and this is the color Sweet and Spookier, which is this pink base with neon speckles. Here. It's very pretty. I think it looked really, really nice in a t-shirt. So that is what this is going to be. I'm so excited. Yeah. Oh, the speckles are just so nice. But yeah, that's my other plan, is to make a t-shirt. I have some pattern acquisitions to share. Okay. The first one, hold on. The first one is jacket number 2 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. I've been having like an obsession with her recently. I mean, I'm knitting the Viveka cardigan and the camisole number 8 and sweater number 8. I just love the cables in camisole number 8 that I just had to go for jacket number 2. I want this now, please. It is a little cropped. If I make it, I'm going to lengthen it. I'm not really like a cropped jacket where I don't like, when I think of cropped jackets, I think of like the Sherpa lined Carhartt-esque jackets off of Shein. I would like this to be a longer cardigan jacket thing. But I just really like the cables. I don't know why, it's just, I like them. So hopefully I'll be able to cast that on at some point. I'm happy that I have the pattern. And the next one that I bought is the Moby Sweater Man. I'm knitting a sweater for one of the firefighters that my boyfriend works with here in town. I bought the yarn for it too, so I'm super excited to work on this. I'm a little bit scared because this guy is gigantic, like huge muscles, and I'm just scared that this sweater isn't going to fit him. I did take his measurements though. So I'm going to knit the size extra large, and he told me how long he wants it. Like, I had to measure from under his arm to where he wants the sweater to end. So I'll be okay. It's just I'm worried about the arms. I think I might go up a size for the arms just to account for the bicep. But no, I'm excited to work on this. I will go up a needle size. That's what I've been doing with every single pattern that I knit now, because I am a tighter knitter, and I've been noticing with me going up either like a quarter or a half a needle size, I've been hitting gauge perfectly. So I'll use a 4.5 millimeter needle, and the yarn I'll be using is Drops Daisy. So yeah, I'm excited to work on this. And then I won't have to buy the Moby sweater for females, because then I could just use this pattern. So I mean, I guess it's just a little bit different, but they don't look different. It's just the measurements are different, and you know, whatever. So I bought that, and then the last one that I have is the Cecil Sweater by Morika Knit. I've been eyeballing her designs and admiring them from a distance, but I finally just decided to buy one of her patterns. So this one has 2x2 rib details, which I've been loving 2x2 rib. It's not that, I was kind of shocked to see the size range. It goes from extra small to 3XL. And this pattern specifically has 12 inches of positive ease. So the size I would be making would be the extra large size, which is the second to last size, because this only goes up to 59 inches, and that's with positive ease. So I'm not a fan of that. But the construction is really interesting. So it is worked from the top down, but you cast on like here and work your way up, and then do the back, and then join it in the round. So you do a provisional cast on here, which I'm excited to try out. I think it'll be fun. And then you do twisted decreases. I've never done that before. But yeah, it looks like a really thorough pattern. Everything's written out for you. And there's also video help too, if you like to watch videos to learn new techniques. But yeah, I really like how this pattern's laid out. And I can't wait to make it. That is all the knitting content that I have for you. if that's all you're here for, then thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. As for life updates, I don't have much. Work has been stressful. I'm now on cycle 3 of my training. I didn't really do my last week that I worked. I was just studying the whole time because I didn't have anyone to train me, and I can't do anything when no one is there to train me because everything I do is graded. So I was just studying all week, and then I was like, I know everything that I need to know for cycle 2, so I asked if I could test out of it, and I did, and I passed. So now I'm on cycle 3, which will be adding fire and EMS dispatching to everything else that I'm doing, which is taking non-emergency calls, taking admin calls, 911 calls, talking on county radio, and dispatching deputies. And now I also will have to be listening to the EMS and fire channel, along with being on the phone with people and dispatching deputies to calls out in the county. So I'm excited. I've gotten really good at listening to multiple people talk at once and being able to listen to them. It was a little bit hard at first because I would be on a call, and then, because kind of how it's set up is you have your headset, and then if your headset is being taken up, like let's say you're on the phone with someone, like it'll be in your ear, but then we have like several speakers at our consoles that will put the radio traffic on it, so then you're on the phone with someone, but then like in your other ear from the speaker you're hearing your deputies talk to you on the radio. And it was really hard to be able to listen to that and to focus on multiple different people talking to you, but I've gotten good at it. But since I've had a week off from doing it, I feel like Wednesday is gonna kind of suck a little bit because I'll also be dispatching fire and EMS. But no, I really like what I'm doing. It's really fun, kind of. I feel weird saying that it's fun, but it's been nice. So yeah, we finally have established ourselves here and we have friends to hang out with and stuff. I mentioned this a couple minutes ago, but I taught my friend how to knit, and I'm teaching her how to knit. She just knits scarves flat, but she really wanted me to teach her some more things, so I'm teaching her how to knit magic loop, and she's making a hat. So that's really fun to have a knitting friend here. And then my boyfriend has all his friends at the fire station, and we hang out with them a lot. So it's nice having friends where you live, because when I was living in Cheyenne, like, I didn't really know people. I would just stay at home. I mean, I had Abby, and I miss hanging out with Abby. So I'm thinking of just using one of my 4 days to just go up to Laramie and just see her for a couple days. So yeah, that's really all I have to say. Thank you so much for watching. I am on Instagram as the.redhead.knits, and my Ravelry is Knits by Faith. Everything that I've talked about will be linked down below, as well as all my social media. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. My next video will be a podcast, and I'm looking forward to filming it and sharing it with you. So I'll see you in the next one.